was having a look at a briefing note on the National Register of Sex Offenders, and it's very interesting. I've actually got the National Registrar of the Sexual Offence Register on the line, and Ms Chiloane joining us. And Tombi, welcome to you. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, David, and good afternoon to you and all the listeners.
Thank you. Looking at the National Register for Sex Offenders, which came into operation, what was it, June 2009, and
yes.
Obviously the object is to protect children, people who are mentally disabled against sex offenders, so that there will be this record of people who have been convicted of a sexual offence.
Yes.
Have I understood it right? It is people who've been convicted, but who are alleged to have committed a sexual offence against a child or person who is mentally disabled. So the
yes.
conviction does not have to take place. It's the mere presence of an allegation that will be enough to put them on the register. Am I reading it right?
Yeah, slightly, but if I may explain it, those
yes.
are the cases where we say a person is alleged. We're talking about the cases that are dealt with in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, where you find that a person does not go through the criminal justice system because of his mental capacity at that stage. Like a person who pleads mental illness at that particular stage will not have to go through, the whole criminal justice system for a conviction. Instead of a conviction taking place where a person will be taken to a correctional facility, they would rather be sent to the Department of Health for that mental observation.
Oh, I understand.
Yes.
Because the way I'm reading it says people who are alleged to have committed a sexual offence against a child or person who is mentally disabled, and I immediately think of this case in Bromfisherville where we know this young girl is mentally disabled, and I thought it means that those people who have been arrested, who are alleged to have committed a sexual offence, by the very nature of the allegation will be put on the sexual offences register.
I don't think that I heard you properly there.
Again, it says, the document I've got here from the Department of Justice and Constitutional
yes.
Development says, I'll read it to you. The objects of the register are to protect children and persons who are mentally disabled against
yes.
sex offenders by establishing
yes.
and maintaining a record of persons who are alleged to have committed, not convicted, it doesn't say convicted, it says who are alleged to have committed a sexual offence against a child or person who is mentally disabled. My understanding then is those who have been arrested in connection with this incident in Bromfisherville immediately go on the sex offenders register. Have I understood it correctly, or is the phrasing wrong?
No, you haven't. For the same reasons that I mentioned previously, the alleged cases are those that are dealt with in terms of Section 77.6 and 78.6 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Those who have pleaded mental, illness, where they are diverted to be in your health facilities, the stethoscopies and whatever, to undergo their correctional facilities there. The alleged cases where a person is alleged to be guilty, they would have to be convicted first for them to be included.
Then so the phrasing is wrong. The conviction needs to take place. Now
the conviction needs to
that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, that is why with the 77 and 76 is a conviction in terms of those particular sections.
Okay, so the person who wrote this briefing note has got that phrasing wrong, and it's critical as well, because it immediately would have said that those who have been arrested in the Bromfisherville incident would go on the register. Clearly that's not the case, and I understand why that isn't the case. In terms of the register, though, it's been going since 2009. I see that the numbers of people, of names appearing on the register is increasing quite dramatically. 978 in 2010, 2011, 2,340, so, more than double from year to year. Is this because the process of putting names on the list is better, or are we seeing more convictions in Tombi?
I can say it's a bit of both. Because in terms of the systems that we have implemented at court level, once a conviction is made, then you have the registrar of the High Court or the clerk of the court send those convictions immediately. It's an immediate action where you have those people sending those convictions to my office, as well as seeing that obviously there is an increase in the conviction of such cases. However, it will not increase the same way as you have the overall conviction of sexual offences on the basis that it is based on only two categories of people, that is the mentally disabled as well as the children.
Now, how does the public benefit from this register, Tombi?
They actually, like we said, that the object of the register is to protect the children and the mental disabled persons against convicted offenders. The effect being that those offenders may not work with children, have, in any other manner, form, or anyhow, whether it's been in a supervisory, whether you work with children, whether you do your, even in the adoption cases, everywhere. Yes. There is no way you can be given access to those children in any other way.
Well, it only came into operation in June 2009. What about all those people who got convicted prior to that, Ntombi? Is there a retrospective placing on the register of all those people?
Yes, there is a retrospective effect that is built into the register. And that phase, like we have administratively come to a decision to implement the register in 2 phases. The reasons being, obviously, there were financial as well as administrative, and as well as those that relate to the electronic interface of systems for us to be able to receive such historic convictions from SAPS. But yes, there is a retrospective effect that is built into those, that even if you have committed that offense 100 years ago and you still are alive, your name is going to be put into the register.
Where can one view the register? Is it something available on the internet?
No, our register, unfortunately, it's not a public document. It's kept confidential. Reason being, if you have an offender who is incarcerated, constitutionally you have his rights limited in that instance. So we do not have, to build that way in somebody else or anybody will just go into an internet and scroll the name of somebody, and there it is. You also protect the right of the offender.
So if I was wanting to vet somebody to see if they're on the sexual offenders register or not, what is the process?
You will have to be in a category of an employer, or sometimes you will have to be looking into your own record, like personal record, or if you're applying to manage a child care facility of some sort. So those are the categories that we have as people who are applying.
Okay, so there's
whether their names appear.
So there's an administrative process to view it. And Ntombi, well, thank you very much. And Ms N Chiloane there, the National Registrar of the Sexual Offenders Register.